Alright, yeah, welcome back to some more Magic Duels with our subscriber deck, Super Duper Hyper Turbo Mill deck. I haven't decided which descriptive word we're going to use this week. Without further ado, let's get into the game, shall we? See you there. Alright, we're in and we're on the play. We have a tutelage, we have a Jace that we can play, we have take inventory to get some more mana. Fortunately, we don't have anywhere near our red mana for the Collective Defiance, but I think this is a good enough hand, so we'll take it. Our opponent is Morse Code, rank 17. Alright, let's play the island and move along. So, next turn, I think we'll put down the Jace, depending on what colour he plays, of course. Green-black, yeah, we'll put down the Jace. I'm not too scared about anything in that colour. So, play our Sanitarium, play our Jace. That means we can loot, trying to find our third land and our red sources, if at all possible. Because I would like to find them. It's whether or not I want to... Oh, Grasp of Darkness. There it goes. Alright. Well, one thing I'm fairly confident about is this deck seems like it might focus quite a fair bit on creature removal, and if that's the case then we're fairly well set up since we only have like Jace and Forgotten Creations and that's pretty much about it. So I think we'll take inventory looking for a land that's not tapped, and we don't find it. Well, we're going to Evolving Wilds into a mountain anyway, which will allow us to tutelage next turn and then hold up burn the turn after with Galvanic Bombardment. What do we see? It's just straight up green-black. Okay. Has he got anything? He has got nothing. Alright, we're going to go get our mountain then. Still missing a white source, but I'd rather get another red source before we see that anyway, because there's only 3 cards in the entire deck that use such things. Right, Sphinx's tutelage, get it out there. Let's start the mill train. We don't have any ways in our hand currently to mill any faster than 2 cards a turn, which is unfortunate. If we hit another land, then we can maybe Collective Defiance, and I might be inclined to do that. Just based off the fact we haven't seen our opponent doing anything. Foul Emissary. Okay, is this going to be an Emerge deck? Or is he just doing it for the Emerge black card that essentially steals from your hand? Elvish Visionary. Okay. I think we're going to burn this guy away just because he gives a lot of advantage to our opponent. And we also don't have anything else to do. That's a Declaration in Stone. We could draw a card and discard a card instead, but I think this getting emerged out for something horrible is not something we want to see happen, so I'll burn it away. And we'll continue as we were. So that one does 2 damage, this one's going to do 3. So bear that in mind. Still waiting to see what our opponent's doing. I think it's Emerge, because you can't get this far into the game and have a hand like that without something big. Okay, so that's a 4-4. If we get red source, we can deal with that fairly easily. And we don't. We do not hit anything of the sort. Let's have a look. Oh, he's Jund. Got Delirium. This is just a mishmash of all sorts. It looks like just a Jund good stuff deck. That's what I'd define it as. Right, I think I'm going to loot with the Sanitarium because this mana screw is getting a bit out of hand. And we'll drop the Brutal Expulsion, I think. So next turn we can Oath of Jace, which will almost guarantee we get some sort of land out of him. Some Bone Splinters. Alright. So yeah, as I expected, his hand's probably full of creature removal. So there's not much point wasting a turn on Forgotten Creation. We might even just want to dump it into the graveyard with the Oath of Jace or the Sanitarium. Just because the moment we put it out there, it will die. There's a fairly good chance that one of those 4 cards is a removal spell, based off of what we've seen so far. So of the 13 cards that are in there, about 5 of them are removal spells. Removal spells as well, like Bone Splinters, that can make good use of this Arsonist. And we find another blue source. That's acceptable, I suppose. If we go up to 4, we can't do anything differently. So I'll Oath of Jace trying to find a mountain, because we can actually do something with that. We get an Evolving Wilds. I'm going to drop these Forgotten Creations. Don't think they're any good to us. And mill for 3. We're going to be taking a bit of a beating this turn. But we should be able to start the Pain Train with our Tutelage and our Collective Defiance. Since we'll be able to discard 6 cards next turn. Oh, 5 cards, sorry. Oh, maybe 6. I don't know. Necromantic Summons. Going for Woodland Bellower or a Nissa. One of those. I'd imagine a Bellower. That would actually hurt us a fair bit, yeah. He's getting his board out nice and wide, which is a good thing for him because he's at 25 cards. We're about halfway to beating him. Oh dear. We don't have much for that situation. Okay, taking 6, down to 10. He wins next turn, unless we can do something absolutely special, and that's not anything special. Right, we've got 4 mana, potentially 5 if we want to play it. We can do 3 damage and then 4 damage to something. We can do 4 damage here as well, but we die. How many triggers do we get off the tutelage if we just discard from here? We play it out and then we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 cards minimum. There's no way we can kill either of these two, so we are dead next turn. That's just exactly as it is. There's no way around that. Because we can't play Chandra out for a board wipe of any kind, which still wouldn't save us. We can't Geist Blast and copy something. Burning away won't do enough. I suppose we're just going to have to Collective Defiance and hope we hit something. We can do 4 damage to target creature as well. So we discard, deal 4 damage to that. Doubt we're going to hit anything that will help. Yeah, we don't. That's a shame. I think that's one of the downsides of this deck. It doesn't really have a board wipe, and maybe it should have one. Yeah. That's it. Okay, pass the turn and we're dead. Got him down to 10 at least. Come at me, bro. Cinder Baron's tapped and dead. Alright guys, well I'll see you in the next game. Okay, we're on the draw. This hand does nothing, so we're throwing it back. This hand is one red source short of being good. Let's go with it. Our opponent is rank 16 called Pre Grandis. Okay. White source into Kythian, it's White Weenie. Or humans, one or the other. Either way, it's a bad matchup. Terrible, terrible matchup. Okay, we're just going to throw out the Prairie Stream. And pass the turn. Next turn, we'll put down the Jace. Trying to find our tutelage. We're likely not going to live long enough to find it, though. Fairly confident on that. Oh, an Evolving Wilds. Probably goes and gets a green source, though. And in which case it will be humans. Right, Jace. Start the loot train going. And is it a green source? If it's not, I'll be surprised. Another white? So he's got a green source in his hand. What landscape? I'm confused. I'm very confused on what this deck's supposed to be. Is he using colourless mana for something like a Thought-Knot Seer then? Because you'd probably want to have Eldrazi in for something like this. Unless he's doing some sort of strange way of thinning his deck out as much as possible. That's quite nice, actually. That means our Radiant Flames is online. I don't want to... He's not been particularly aggressive, actually, but I don't really want to fill up his hand with the Fevered Visions anyway. Let's take inventory. We're going to leave the red source up, just in case we draw into a burn spell. We don't. Okay. I'm just going to pass the turn over then. And loot on his end step. He's sacking the Warp Landscape, I'm going to imagine. So essentially, it's a extra costed Evolving Wilds. He's not sacking it on our end step. Because he's got another Evolving Wilds. If he gets another white source, colour me really confused. Okay, taking 2 more damage here. Eventually we're going to want to stop taking 2 damage a turn. Let's loot with Jace. Sulphur Falls. Drop the island. Play the Sulphur Falls. We hit another Plains. Still going to play the Sulphur Falls though. I'm going to loot with Jace. I want that Fevered Visions, and I want it now. Drop the Plains. You know what? Fevered Visions, it's time. Come on, non-white source. Otherwise I don't understand. I don't understand. Sacking the Warp Landscape. I really don't understand. Why not just play less white lands if you're going to put that many Evolving Wilds in? I can understand 1 or 2 just so that you don't absolutely screw yourself over on the curve, but that many? We shouldn't see any more of these for the rest of the game at that rate. Okay, he's going to take 2 damage and draw a card. Card draw is the disadvantage. Oh, Sphinx's Tutelage. Lovely. Warping Whale. Exile target creature with 1 toughness or less. Counter target instant. So he's exiling our Jace. Well, we'll loot then. Get a little loot on. Drop the Glacial Fortress. Bye bye Jace. Play that. And we're gonna Galvanic Bomb. No, you know what? Since he likes thinning out his deck, maybe we'll Declaration in Stone his Kythian. Because he can just make that indestructible, and then our galvanic bombardment's useless. So have your extra card. It means our Sphinx's Fevered Visions does a lot better, and our Sphinx's tutelage, funnily enough. And we mill him a bit more. We can bounce creatures back to his hand now. Slow him down just a little bit. More colourless lands. Why? Why? Far too many. Eldrazi Displacer, that's why. Well, that's getting bounced back to your hand. Yeah, exile another target creature, so it can't bounce itself. And yeah, Galvanic Bombardment only does 2. Let's get out. I kind of want to bounce that. Does it really matter though? Play a mountain. Actually, you know what? I could Chandra -3. That'll get rid of it. Or I could Brutal Expulsion and bounce it. Ooh. Chandra -3, I think. Let's get her down. Let's make the most of our turn. White doesn't have any haste, so I don't have to worry about that. Blow this guy up. If he has pump, then we've just been blown out. Didn't think about that, actually. Oh, continue playing. You, sir, have a bad deck. I don't know what the rest of it is all about, but I'm going with bad deck. So far, I only see a oh, there's Reality Smashers. But why the white then? This seems like a fantastic, just normal colourless with a splash of white. These should be half wastes. I'm not sure. Alright. Well, that's going to get Brutal Expulsioned. Oh dear. Our Chandra is in a bit of a pickle. I don't think we can keep her quite as safe as we hope. Alright, he draws a card and he loses 2 life. He's almost down to our life total, which is an upside. Talent of the Telepath would allow us to look and see why he's playing such weird lands. Kind of want a Forgotten Creation, but I also want a Brutal Expulsion at the same time. Let's plus Chandra. Let's see if he wants to chump with any of these. It'll change our mind on what we want to do with our cards if he blocks with any of them. Because if he even blocks 1, then we can Brutal Expulsion both modes. Yep, that'll do. Okay. I'm just going to destroy that on your end step because I don't think we have... Yeah, we don't have another Galvanic Bombardment in our hand. Or graveyard. We get a Jace. Jace is absolutely fantastic. Milled a Tragic Arrogance and an Always Watching and some wastes. It's white colourless. Right. It's an interesting brew. I always approve of anyone trying to make different decks. I just don't know about this one. Should have probably yeah, never mind. Not what I had in mind. Ignore me. Play some more creatures out, then Radiant Flames is better. But if you go... I actually kind of have to bounce this guy anyway. Yeah, he's getting a lot of clue tokens. I'm happy for him to have them. Because he's halfway through his deck. Groundyard Temple. Right, we're gonna do 2 damage to a creature and bounce a creature back. So bounce that one, 2 damage to that one. He doesn't die, so he doesn't get the trigger off of it dying. Gets exiled instead. And he decides to draw a card and lose some more life. Alright. Let's stick him for some more. I think we'll get Forgotten Creation out. And I think we will plus Chandra. I was going to zero cast her, but I kind of like what's in my hand. And I also kind of like keeping her alive all the same. So we're going to attack for 6. It looks like we might be going down the damage route, or we might get even both victory conditions achieved by the end of the game. Hanway Militia Captain. So even then I haven't really seen sufficient cards for making a wide board state. So I just don't know. I just don't know. And we get another trigger. Sack our Elemental and pass the turn. Next turn I'm going to Geist Blast, and then I can Talent and Geist Blast copy it. And then we will Chandra 0, which should close out the game right then and there. Okay, that guy's 3 toughness, so we can't blow him away. Not immediately, anyway. And another bishop. It's going to be too little too late, sir. Okay. End your turn. He's going to sack a clue. That means that my odds of winning have just risen significantly. From 7 to 5. Ooh. We can mill 14 with the talent. Actually, we can do a lot more with the Forgotten Creation there. Let's discard a hand. Get 5 triggers, that's 10 cards. Collective Defiance, do it again. And 0 cards. We draw a card for the turn. We have the Defiance to get 5 more triggers on the stack. And then we have Chandra to get 6 more triggers on the stack. But we don't need to do either of those things, so we'll just pass the turn and win. Yay! Oh, another trigger from the Fevered Visions. Pass the turn. And that's going to do it for today, guys. So if you've enjoyed the content, then be sure to leave a like. If you've loved the content, then be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, stay tuned for the end cards, see the rest of the content we've got to offer. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.